Hello, America. Big Lou here. Well, this coronavirus has really gotten out of hand. It's impacted not just America, but the entire world. What I like to talk about is something that has become somewhat of a new catchphrase, and it's a concept that I pondered my whole life, and that's social distancing. You see, growing up in an Italian American family and community, we were all about hugging and kissing. As you know, Italian Americans and people of Italian descent are big on the notion of respect. And part of that respect was when you greeted, particularly your relatives, but your friends as well, and anyone who you felt that was close with you, you hugged them and you kissed them. And that goes for the men as well as the women. So you got the man kiss and the man hug um, in our culture. And, everybody knows it. Tony Soprano, he did the man hug and kiss. Al Pacino, he did the man hug and kiss. They all did the man hug and kiss. It's all over. It's all over the movies. It's all over television. It's all over everything. Well, that's no longer appropriate in light of the dangers with the coronavirus. Now, obviously, you can see why Italy has been so impacted. It's got nothing to do with their immigration policies or any of the rest of that nonsense. It's all about the hug and the kiss. The reason you're seeing it more prevalent in the northern part of Italy is because they tell the truth. If you ask somebody in the southern part of Italy, they don't tell you anything. They're not telling you people are dying. They're not telling you people are sick. Oh, how's Zio? Oh, he's good. Well, where is he? Uh, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Where is he? You just said he was good. Well, he's dead. Well, you just told me he was good. Now he's dead. I don't know. I don't know nothing. So that's the reason you don't see it in southern Italy. It's just because they don't tell you. So, anyway, what are we going to do? Well, this is something I pondered my whole life. My buddies and I now we are to the point where there's no kiss, you get the hug, and we took a vote last night, and it looks like as of Monday we're adopting the foot bump, and that's it. So that's where we are with it. And actually, this is good for me because this was always a problem for me. When I was a kid, as a toddler, I was the first grandson, the firstborn great grandson. So here was the deal. My grandfather took me every single week on Saturday morning, and I had to do the rounds with him. Now, not the kind of rounds you may be thinking. I actually had to visit all of his brothers and sisters and people in his group, and he'd have to go get a quarter of a cup of coffee at each one of their houses. And guess who got elected to go along and tag along? Well, I did. And he would parade me. First, we stopped at Aunt Lena's house. Now, Aunt Lena's a little 5 foot tall woman, short, a little on the chubby side, but her hair was meticulously done because her daughters were both hairdressers. And so we'd go to Aunt Lena's house. She'd have her red lipstick on. She'd look at me. She'd go, "Que bella." She'd kiss me on one cheek. Then she'd kiss me on the other cheek. Then she'd look at me again. She'd look at my grandfather, Luigi. "Que bella." She kissed me again on the one, kissed me on the other. But that was okay. I got over it. He had his coffee. We got up onto Aunt Lena's house. Well, see, we were just at Aunt Lena's house. No, now we go to Aunt Anna's house. Well, Uncle Sam was there. He was old. He was very old. And so first I have to go to Uncle Sam. Well, he was cool about it. He gave me a kiss right here on the forehead. That was it. No problem. Uncle Sam, that's good. Aunt Anna, she was like all over me. She molested me. She grabbed my head. She grabbed my face. She grabbed my cheek. She pinched my cheek. She pinched my cheek like this. Then she'd kiss it. After she heard it, then she'd go to the other side. She'd pinch that one. Then she'd kiss it. She kissed me right smack on the face. She kissed all over my head. And she'd be talking in Italian. I had no idea what she was saying. So I went over. I sat in the chair. He had another half a cup of coffee. We got up. Then we went to Uncle Phil's. Well, Uncle Felice, he used to sit at his store. We had to go have coffee at his store. Aunt Natalia would come from across the street. She'd bring the coffee over to the store. He'd be sitting there in his wife beater, pulled up the hair with his pants. He had a little DeNobili cigar hanging out of his mouth. I had to go kiss him. Now, I had to kiss him. He smelled like fish. I mean, it was bad. It was real. Anyway, I got over that one. Traumatized as I was, we finished our coffee. Then we had to go to see Donna Lucia. Now, Donna Lucia was the surviving wife of my grandfather's oldest brother who died in a still when the still blew up. So she was the head of the family. We'd have to go to her house. They had her parked upstairs in a back room on like a throne. She was all in black from the tip of her head all the way down to her toes. She had a black dress, black this, black that. She even had a black veil that she didn't have pulled over her head, but it was behind her. She had a 38 tucked into her stocking underneath, and she was the scariest woman ever to be alive. She scared the daylights out of me the minute I walked in the door. I had to go over. Now, you had to kiss her hand. I don't know why, but that was good enough for me because that was about as close as I wanted to get to any kind of a kiss. And if you didn't do it, you risked being called maledigato, which means you have a lack of respect. And that was the worst thing in the world that you could be called. So at that point, we get over. We didn't even have to have coffee over there. They would talk in Italian. They wouldn't talk in English. They'd say a few things. That was it. Now, once a month after that trip, we'd have to go to Auburn, New York, which was about an hour drive, hour and a half at that time probably, to see Uncle Giovanni. Well, I used to call him Uncle Toledo because back in the day, his name was the Toledo Kid. So that was it. We'd have to go there and see Aunt Augie, who was 5 foot tall, 5 foot wide. She used to run the bootlegging truck. And Uncle Giovanni, or Uncle Toledo. He was sitting there with a blue suit on, black, shiny black shoes, no socks, and a white shirt, no tie, every single Saturday. I'd go there. You had to kiss him right. If you didn't kiss him right, you were in trouble. And Augie would grab me. She'd kiss me the one side, the other side, but she was okay. Then she'd bring me up to Uncle Toledo. I had to hug him. I had to kiss him over here. Then I had to kiss him over there. Then I had to stand in front of him so he could look at me. And he looked from the top of my head down to my toes. He'd say something to my grandfather, nod his head, and that was it. Okay. They'd have a cup of coffee. Over there, we got a cookie. Finally. Now it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I've been to everybody's house since 8 o'clock in the morning. I've traveled halfway across the state of New York, and we're heading home. All right. On the way home, we got to make one more stop. Where's that? We got to go to the church. Why? Because we got to see Father. About what? Never mind. We got to go see Father. So now, this was the worst part. I had to walk in, and the minute you saw Father, he hold his hand out, you had to kiss his hand. Now, in today's day and age, I want to know, where was that hand? When was the last time you washed that hand? And why are you making a 6-year-old kid kiss your hand? I don't get it. Now, back then, I guess it was supposed to be normal. Well, I, for one, am very thankful to the coronavirus, President Trump, and his wonderful committee of people for exercising new protocol when it comes to social distancing, because all that trauma in my life is done. End of the story.